Winsley Parkway is on what we would hope someday will become the Ravenswood Greenway, which, if you're familiar with the Ravenswood Industrial Corridor, the metro tracks over here run right through the center of the Ravenswood Industrial Corridor. And on either side of the metro tracks is a narrow space that is currently, in some places, converted into gardens and pathways, and in other places, most places, it's undeveloped. So what we're hoping to do is to develop the spaces along the metro tracks that are currently sitting vacant and unused, converting that into garden space, green space, and a pathway. This idea is actually part of the Ravenswood Industrial Corridor Framework Plan that was published in 2019. It's certainly an idea that's out there, and there are plenty of other groups, I think, that could help contribute to the development of this concept. Government agencies, nonprofits, together with us here at Winsley Parkway to make this concept a reality.
I'm Stephen Christie. I've lived in the neighborhood for 42 years. I'm a landscape architect. Started my career in the early 70s. I've devoted my entire life to land conservation and restoration. I was head of planning and design for Lake County Forest Preserves and ran a land trust on the North Shore for 35 years. I have protected, restored, preserved hundreds of acres in my long career. Thank you.
David Byer, fellow landscape architect. I lived in the neighborhood in the 90s. Also started my office directly north of here on Ravenswood. Futurity. And we've been there since 1998. And I met Stephen because of this landscape behind us here. We developed a professional relationship and have completed many projects and many types of projects together. So this is our personal baby in here.
So I'm thinking let's take a hike. We'll start down at what's called Lorensley, this stretch from Ainsley south to Lawrence that's not developed at all yet, and take a look at some of the stones we have, and David will talk about the plans for that area. Okay, here we are on the stretch that we call Lorensley. This is a section of derelict parkway between Ainsley and Lawrence, and been planted as shrubs and things many years ago, but has great potential for a future use. And as you can see here, we've collected all these gigantic rocks that we want to use in the design as well. David, go ahead and talk about the particulars of this.
Sure. So directly south of here, a couple hundred yards, is the Lawrence Metro Station. A lot of people in the neighborhood walk over to the metro station and they take it downtown or up north. And what we've noticed is with Winsley Park that they will walk on the paths there and then cut across Ravenswood directly to my left and walk on down the station. So this is a narrow space here, but it's a critical space because it can tie Winsley Park down to Lawrence there. So our grand plan is to use the abutment blocks to create a meandering up and down, in and out walk path system that takes you from Winsley down to Lawrence. We have a narrow piece of space here and we have a lot of pavement next to it. So let's just walk over and look at this. This is for parking. It's probably 22 feet wide would be my guess. What we'd like to do is take out small sections of this for green space, put trees in, but more importantly, direct the stormwater runoff from the gutter here into these depressed areas where they can hold a lot of water, and when they fill up, the water can come back out, if there is any, and go back into the gutter system there. So the design would have a series of these stormwater retention areas with trees and seating with abutment blocks. They would tie, they provide crossover places from the other side of the street to the park system, and they could walk down the street.
Okay. All right, I'll just add that where we're standing before 1985 was all green space out to the street. This was a very wide parkway, and it was totally turned into car parking. We feel we don't need all this parking, and it would be great to turn some of it back into water retention areas, green space, living space, space for people. And as a coda, we should remember, going back to World War II, that this entire stretch was victory gardens, people using it to produce food.